Today you will hear an incredible story about Snow White and the Huntsman. A magical tale full of bravery, kindness, and wonder. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss another magical adventure again. Sparkles.
Yes, Queen.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Snow White. Her skin was as white as snow, her lips as red as roses, and her hair as black as night. Everyone loved her for her kindness, except the queen, who was jealous of her beauty. The queen had a magic mirror that always told the truth. Every day, she asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" For years, the mirror answered you, my queen, until one day, it said, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." Furious with jealousy, the queen ordered a brave huntsman to take Snow White deep into the forest and never let her return. The huntsman felt sorry for the sweet princess, but he had to obey the queen's command, or so it seemed at first. When the huntsman saw Snow White's gentle eyes and kind smile, his heart filled with compassion. He couldn't harm her. Instead, he whispered, "Run away, Snow White. Hide in the forest and never return to the castle." She thanked him with tears of relief. Snow White ran through the forest, scared and alone. Strange trees seemed to reach out, and shadows frightened her. But soon, she found a small, cozy cottage with 7 tiny beds. Curious and tired, she stepped inside and fell fast asleep. The cottage belonged to 7 dwarfs who worked in the mines. When they came home and found her sleeping, they were surprised but quickly enchanted by her sweetness. Snow White told them her story, and they promised to protect her from harm. Meanwhile, the queen discovered that Snow White was still alive. Furious, she created a wicked plan to trick her. Disguised as an old peddler woman, she carried a basket with a shiny red apple, poisoned to put Snow White into a deep sleep. One day, while the dwarfs were away, the queen knocked on the door. "Sweet girl," she said, "taste this delicious apple." Snow White, kind and trusting, took a bite. The moment she did, she fell to the ground, silent as if asleep forever. When the dwarfs returned, they were heartbroken. Believing she was gone, they placed her in a glass coffin in the forest, where her beauty shone even in her deep slumber. The forest animals and her friends wept, waiting for a miracle. One day, a brave prince who had heard tales of Snow White's kindness came to see her. When he kissed her gently, the spell was broken. Snow White opened her eyes, and the forest filled with songs of joy and hope once more. The dwarfs cheered, the animals danced, and the prince took Snow White's hand. Together, they returned to the castle, where the queen's power was broken forever. Snow White's kindness and bravery had won the day. The huntsman, relieved and happy, also celebrated her return. He had saved her by choosing kindness instead of cruelty. Snow White thanked him, for without his courage, she would never have lived to find her happy ending. From that day, Snow White ruled with love and compassion. She never forgot the dwarfs, the huntsman, or the prince. Her kingdom became a place of joy, where everyone learned that true beauty comes from the heart. The queen vanished, her jealousy defeated by goodness. Snow White's story spread far and wide, teaching children and adults alike that kindness, bravery, and friendship are stronger than envy. And so, Snow White and her friends lived happily ever after, their story echoing through time. Now it's time to say goodbye. But remember, subscribe to the channel for more magical adventures full of joy, courage, and happy endings. Snowflake.
Yes, Queen.
Sparkles.